What is up, guys? I am that boarding school dude. Welcome to another episode. Today, we're going to be traveling 95 north, past the Big Apple, into Connecticut, going straight up. Yep, you guessed it. Choate Rosemary Hall. It's basically the school of American royalty. When your school has students like the Kennedys and the Trumps, sorry, more commonly referred to as simply Choate. Let's go. Guys, welcome back. Thanks so much for tuning into the channel. If you haven't done so already, please like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. So, Choate Rosemary Hall. Wow. I mean, again, listen, I'm going to get right into this. We are talking about another one of those just elite private boarding schools that when you think of the best of the best, the ones with the best reputation, the ones that graduate people like, oh, I don't know, John F. Kennedy, Michael Douglas, Ivanka Trump. Yeah, guess what? They all went to Choate. Choate Rosemary Hall, located in Wallingford, Connecticut. I have never been to Choate. I've been through Wallingford. I went through it at night. I was on the train. I don't know, man. Kind of looks a little sketchy around here. But guess what? Yeah, I probably couldn't have been more wrong. You know, when you look at Choate's campus, it's pretty nice. And I'll tell you the other thing that I think is pretty cool about Choate that is very different than a lot of the other boarding schools in the country. Choate's campus happens to be located like 1 or 2 blocks away from the little town of Wallingford. And I won't go as far as to say that it's like a bustling metropolis, no. But it's a really kind of just nice little New England small town. It's not like a big college town per se, but what's really cool is that a lot of the students who go to Choate can simply walk off campus, and if they need to bop into town for something, they can do so. It's right there. I mean, it's really nice. Most boarding schools, they're not in small towns. They're kind of isolated and by themselves. So right out of the gate, I'm not going to say that, I'm giving it like a perfect 10, but I think that's kind of cool. I think it's a nice stepping stone towards when you go away to college and to a slightly larger town. Let's check out some of Choate today. It's got a great reputation. It's right along that corridor in Connecticut up into Vermont, and it seems like it's, that part of the map is just littered with private boarding schools. I don't know if you want to call it like the, Strait of Gibraltar of boarding schools, but yeah, I mean, it's just a passageway and it's just like boom, 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 boom. I mean, they're everywhere. It's amazing. And a lot of them are in the same athletic league. I know that Choate Rosemary Hall is in NEPSAC, and I went into a little bit about NEPSAC in a previous video. I think when I did Exeter, I think my memory tells me that it stands for New England Private School Athletic Conference. I don't know. The synapses just aren't firing like they used to. In any event, they are part of the 8 Schools Association. Again, previously I discussed what the 8 Schools Association is. Exeter, Andover, Deerfield, Choate, St. Paul's. I don't know. You fill in the rest. Anyway, let's just jump right into it. Choate. I mean, kind of speaks for itself if you kind of are in the know, like this guy. I like that. It looks like a postcard. I mean, let me just start out by saying that this video already kind of has like a really nice vibe to it. It's got good energy. Um, I kind of like it. I mean, there's not too much droning on. I mean, there's actually no droning on. There's nobody said a word yet. Man, look at that camp. That's kind of picturesque, guys. I mean, it really is. I mean, that is just kind of the visual and landscape of what I would expect from a New England boarding school. It really is. I mean, it's pretty nice. Let's keep going. You know, what's interesting about a lot of the New England boarding schools, Choate included, is they have a football team. And I cannot stress enough how odd that is. Typically, boarding schools are just simply not large enough. The student body isn't large enough to field a 60-man football team. But the more that I am reviewing these New England boarding schools, they all have them. I mean, and again, that just makes me think that there must be a ton of students at these schools, and you know, consequently, there has to be like a lot of dorms, unless a lot of people are day students. But I just don't see that happening because there's so many international students. And let's keep going. Nice. You know, I'm watching this and I'm almost kind of like thinking that there should be like frats here. I mean, some of these buildings, they kind of look like big frat houses. I mean, man, I'm in. And again, notice not one word. The video just speaks for itself. You don't have to, you know, and I could be wrong, but you know, it's kind of cool because they're not telling me what I should feel or experience from this video. They're not telling me how carbon neutral they are, or how many solar panels they have, or how many AP courses they have, or yeah. I get to experience it how I want to. I really, really like that. Check out another cool overlay. Summer program. I'm not going to weigh this video as heavily as the others because this is their summer program, but it still kind of gives us an idea of what the campus is like and what the feel of the place is like. So let's keep going. Okay, I think I got it. Let's go to another one. Okay, so this is a video. Choate football hype 2018 versus Phillips Academy Andover. I mean, this better be good. I'm just telling you right now. As a hype video, this better get me hype. Knapsack champs, the Wild Boars.
Make the most. Be your best. Remind us like this.
Starting to feel it. I'm getting into the Choate spirit. Good song. A lot of football. You know, not for anything, but if I would have played on Choate's football team, I would have been able to throw that ball right over that mountain. Okay, so this one is called Choate is Home.
My name is Marta and I'm from Spain. I'm from a small town in Spain and my school didn't give me a lot of opportunities. I felt like I wasn't academically challenged enough. And coming to Choate was the challenge I needed. Moving to a different country, it's been an amazing experience. It allowed me to really explore my interests because I'm interested in engineering and computer science. So, for example, here in the ID lab, I could make things, print things in the 3D printers.
Marta, I'm just telling you that if I was back in boarding school when I was 17 or 18, I would have been in your classes. I would have been your friend.
And those are like opportunities that I never would have had in my old school. And I also discovered how much I like computer science through the classes I took here, like app development and AP computer science. So it was cool.
I'm Wes. I'm from Beijing, China, but I also live in New York City. I think my
Lucky
favorite
you.
experience has to be living in my triple right now with my two other roommates. One's from Idaho.
I like that Nike jumper he's got on. Pretty sweet. I might have to go log on to the school store and get me one of those.
I'm Mayumi and I'm from Tokyo, Japan. The most exciting thing this year is that Choate found me a Japanese drum teacher. That was like unbelievably.
What? Choate found her a Japanese drum teacher? Wow, that's pretty ballsy.
Really wonderful thing to me because I played Japanese drums when I was in elementary school, but I didn't have the opportunity to play even in Japan. But now, like in the US, I'm doing it and it's so great.
How many Japanese drum teachers are there in New England that they could just like ship one in? I mean, listen, we're going to get to their endowment in a little bit, but that's an interesting expense.
My name is Max Patel, and I'm from Hong Kong. Well, I kind of found out what I want to do in my life, and that might not be everyone, but that's me. I want to be a singer, and that's because of the show and the opportunities it has, like acapella, chorus. I've kind of gained a better understanding of So, I mean, just everything that they teach here, you know, like organizing your life, um, study skills, testing.
Max, if you want to be a singer, why don't you go to performing arts high school instead of Choate? And again, I'm sure that Choate has a very, very good program there to develop his skills and talents. It's a lot of money to pay for school to be a singer.
Hi, I'm Jana, and I'm from Mumbai, India. My favorite part of dorm life is family, something that's really important to me, and just having people who I feel as if I can talk to them about anything is really nice. It's just been really cool to get to know a group of people who have.
Hmm. Now I see like the lanyards that they're wearing, and I see people like going around and shaking. It looks like everyone is shaking everybody's hand. I don't know if this is just like an international student get together where they can meet other international students, but I think that's like a really, really important thing to do when you go to a new school or boarding school. You know, during like a 2 or 3 day orientation, you should have the opportunity to at least say hi, shake hands formally with the other new students that are going to be going there. You know, you don't know anybody when you go there. You really kind of want to make friends pretty fast. Um, so this is good.
I am Faris. I'm from Saudi Arabia. Well, actually, Choate has given me many opportunities because back at home in Saudi, my school only had like 15 to 20 courses to choose from. But here there's over 300, so you can do whatever you want, like astronomy, geology, marine biology, anything you want to do, you can do. I came here and realized that there's so many
Look at
different.
that. You guys see that? I'm going to give you a couple seconds to take a look and tell me what is off in this frame. Do you see it yet? I do. There's an Exeter water bottle in their video. Come on, guys. You're getting dinged for that already.
My name is Josie Ma, and I'm from Shanghai, China. Choate has allowed for a lot of different extracurricular and academic opportunities. I'm part of the science research.
I'm like noticing that a lot of these international students, their English is not only impeccable, but their accents are like spot on. I mean, wow, amazing. I mean, I remember that the international students at my school, and they could barely speak English. I mean, I think all of them were in like the EISL, the English as a second ESL courses, English as a second language. But man, all of their all of their English is like outstanding.
And this has been one of the highlights of my short career in terms of academics. SRP consists of our junior year, a group of 16 juniors work on a lot of like lab techniques, and we prepare for an internship in our junior summer at a research university, in a lab at that university. So this past summer, I was at UC Berkeley in the Department of Psychology. My
That's
name is
cool.
Yasmin Kabanogu, and I'm from Istanbul, Turkey. Dorm life on campus. I mean, I'm in the biggest girl freshman dorm right now, and after a long day, we all come together. We have movie nights where we kind of just hang out and talk about how our day's been. And it's just so nice to kind of chill with your friends after like running around all day.
You know, I don't know. This may be slightly inappropriate, but I don't care. When I went to boarding school, all of the girls that lived on one floor and all of the girls that lived on another floor, you know, as a guy going there, it was really weird because we, you know, there was this kind of like inside joke that like like 1 week out of the month, like the entire floor of girls would just like have like a really bad attitude. And it was weird because like 2 weeks later, like all of the girls that lived on another floor, girls' dorms. I mean, Wow. Yeah. You notice things. You notice things, and I'll just leave it there.
In Korea, my home, a lot more as a chess student. It's just I come to appreciate the different cultures of Choate as well as mine a lot more in my time. Sorry, Dad and Mom, but
I'm just going to say that, it's no wonder that these schools have such a low acceptance rate and they're hard to get into because they're getting applications from, you know, not just here, not just China, not just, I mean, they're getting applications from all over the world. I mean, it has to be super competitive. I mean, just getting good grades alone, sorry, you're not getting into these schools. You're not getting into Choate by just having good grades. You know why? Because everybody that applies has good grades. I mean, you need to stand out. You really need to have a very well rounded application, if you will. Extracurriculars, sports, philanthropic endeavor. I mean, guys, you better up your game when you apply to these schools. Believe me.
And it's as a human being.
Choate is infinite.
Choate is home now.
Choate is infinite. That's a little aggressive.
Yeah, I feel like I'm at home at Choate.
Choate is awesome.
Choate is 7.
Choate is a bigger, cooler home.
I bet it is. There you go. A little bit of Choate for you guys. Now, currently, it is a school from 9th grade to 12th grade. They have 850 students. That's a very decent size. The student to teacher ratio. Now, get this. This has to be one of the best stats that I've come across in all of my reviews. Their student to teacher ratio is 7-1. I mean, that is that's amazing if you really think about it. I mean, that is really low, and that is just great. You know why? Because when you're putting out the big bucks for these elite schools, that's what you're paying for. You're paying for more one-on-one time. Really, that's what you get. Smaller class size, more accessibility. You know. Now, I told you that we were going to get to their endowment size. Choate's endowment currently sits, as of 2020, at roughly $318 million. Hey, look, guys, when it comes to these elite New England boarding schools that have a outstanding reputation and a alumni association with the likes of John F. Kennedy and Michael Douglas and a Trump, you're probably not really going to be hurting too much financially. Why? Because you get donors. Yeah, that's what the Alumni Association really helps out with, donating money to the school. Yeah, and believe me, it starts quick, those letters. Literally the day you graduate, they let you know. Feel free to make a donation today. We'd really appreciate it. In any event, wow, man, nice campus. I will say that. Not the nicest I've seen out of the other schools in NEPSAC, but in comparison to some of the other schools in the country, it's not too shabby. I mean, let's be honest. It's Choate. That boarding school, dude. The dude score that's popping into my head, and that's 9.2. Look, guys, full disclosure. Most of the schools that are going to be in this NEPSAC collection or the 8 Schools Association, I mean, it's really going to be a stretch to see one that's not in the 9s. This is the top of the top. It doesn't get better than this collection of schools. And guess what? Choate's in it. And it's in it for a reason, okay? They've got the facilities. They've got the big campus. They've got the large student body. They've got the endowment. They have the alumni. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Guys, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel. I've got a special treat, a very special treat, one that you probably can't even imagine for the next episode, but you're just going to have to wait for that. Until next time, thanks so much. I'll see you soon.